The Newsline.
Hello and welcome back to People's TV. Reports indicate that the Israeli Defense Forces are implementing a unique directive from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Public address systems are being installed throughout the Gaza Strip to broadcast the Prime Minister's speech delivered at the United Nations General Assembly. Until now, Gazans were exposed only to Hamas propaganda. Following the October 7th attacks, the IDF entered Gaza, breaking this pattern. Through Kogat, leaflets, public addresses by Netanyahu, and IDF broadcasts, Gazans began receiving unbiased information directly from Israel. Yesterday, September 26th, Gazans and hostages in the Gaza Strip had the chance to hear a live broadcast of Prime Minister Netanyahu's address at the UN General Assembly. Not only the general population and hostages, but even Hamas leaders and key members of the terrorist organization were effectively compelled to listen, as their smartphones were hacked by the IDF and the speech was live-streamed to their compromised devices. We will discuss this in detail in our next video. Now, a troubling development has emerged regarding US-Turkey relations. Reports suggest that Trump is considering signing an agreement with Turkey on a new nuclear program. More strikingly, he has proposed supplying Turkey with F-35 stealth fighter jets, on one condition: Ankara must stop buying oil and gas from Russia. It is worth noting that no previous U.S. president has agreed to supply F-35s to Turkey. This indicates that Trump appears to be focusing more on countering Russia than on Israel in this deal. Trump's transactional approach is clear, yet his recent moves could empower Turkey as a strategic threat to Israel. Analysts have long warned about Turkey's ambitions, and recent statements suggest an uncompromising stance on Jerusalem. Israel may have preemptively deployed air defense systems to Cyprus, anticipating potential threats from Turkey, a decision that likely drew Ankara's attention. Trump can be an unpredictable and enigmatic figure. Regarding the war between Ukraine and Russia, he has shifted positions multiple times, once criticizing the Putin administration, then turning his criticism toward Ukraine, and later returning to critique Russia again. He has even urged the UK and France to boycott Russian oil and gas. It appears he is aiming to exert pressure on Russia, and his willingness to strike a deal with Turkey may be part of that strategy. For now, Israel's security does not seem to be a primary consideration, though his true intentions remain unclear. Now, let's turn to the so-called Freedom Flotilla. A fleet of yachts is reportedly heading toward the Gaza Strip. 16 hours ago, at the time of uploading this video, the fleet was about 463 nautical miles, or roughly 456 kilometers, from Gaza. Italy requested that Israel allow the crews to unload in Cyprus, and Israel granted permission. However, the activists refused, making it clear that their aim is not humanitarian. They are primarily seeking to provoke Israel into a reaction. It's important to remember that Cyprus isn't the only port where the Freedom Flotilla could have delivered aid. There are several other naval ports available. Yet the activists insist on sailing into a heavily secured maritime zone classified as a conflict area. Long before any international flotilla considered sending aid, Israel was already providing substantial assistance to Gaza, both through truck deliveries and airdrops. In contrast, the Freedom Flotilla claims to carry humanitarian supplies, but in reality, their vessels contain only a small number of basic items. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.